Good day, YouTubians. So I'm finally getting around to the solar setup for the mining. This will all be cleaned up at some stage, but as you can see, pulling enough power, and I just need a couple more batteries, but I'm only using this one at the moment. These are disconnected. So we've got the helium router there, 3D printer, UPS, and this little thing down here. Seen a gentleman on YouTube video, oh, I can't remember when it was, I can't remember who it is, but if I remember, I'll put a link to his account. He's using the Antrouter R1s. I pulled these out. As you can see, they're dusty as hell. Haven't been used in almost 10 years, I'd imagine. So I set one of them up last night, and it's hashing away at 5 gigahashes per second. So we'll see what happens on that. Down here is my Bitcoin node. So we'll see what happens there, and that's linked up to Starlink. Happily doing what it's doing. But here, a whole bunch of nerd miners, which there are numbers on them, so 7 and 6 and 8, 10, 7, 2. I have 20 of those, which were plugged into here. So I'll set them all back up. I have a hub here, which I'll run them off of here. Bought the wrong adapters, so waiting for the correct ones to arrive. They're in the country. Just purchased them off AliExpress. So I'll put them in here one by one and connect them up to the Wi-Fi. A couple of Doge miners, script miners from Dragon. Turn that back on at some stage. But as you can see, the ant miner there, just flicking around. How much power are we using? 0 watts output, but it is warm. They do run very hot. So the next few months, this fan's run off 12 volt, as is the lights. They're all run from 12 volt from the battery. The room is insulated. I am in Australia, so it's 30 degrees inside at the moment. So I'll be converting this room to a mining area, with the prime objective to run completely on solar, which you can see in one of the other videos. Here's when I've got all the panels. A couple of bit axes running. They're actually NM miners. They're currently happily just chipping away. In this room I'll be running the two. I've got one node running at the moment, which is Umbral. I have another one inside, which is my node. I'll be closing one of them down, obviously, but I'd like to run a Digibyte node. I would like to run a Bitcoin Cash node at some stage too. If I can run them all from the same machine, even better. The my node has a 4 terabyte drive. The one over here, which is Umbral, is only a 2 terabyte. So obviously space will be an issue with that as well, but yeah, I do solo mine Digibyte, which is about $3 Australian for a block reward on that. And I'm also solo mining Bitcoin Cash, which is about 1,700 Australian dollars at the current rate, which is March 2025. So we'll see how we go, and yeah, start getting stuck into here. The cooler weather's starting to come in about a month's time, so I'll be able to get out of here and spend some more time in here and get some stuff done. This bottom part of the shed does tend to flood when we have storms, which happen about once or twice a year realistically. Anything more than about 30 millimeters of rain, which is just over an inch for those that use the old money. So I've got to have, you know, electric pumps and everything running as well, which I do have just outside the shed, which I'll show you. So side of the shed here, about a foot out, there's a deep trench with a drain in it, with a 4-inch pipe in it, slotted, socked, and then so all the water that will come off the roof there will actually come down and soak into the ground, which is under plastic, and then that runs into here where I have a submersible pump, so when the water comes up, it turns the pump on, which sends the water over that way. But this seems to be the lowest part of the backyard here, so my neighbour, there's no one actually living there. The water fills up his backyard and comes in under the fences and into my shed here. So yeah, it seems to work alright, but anything more substantial that comes down, it sort of tends to struggle a little bit, but yeah, it's a good drain. I've had this all underwater about an inch, yeah, probably about an inch deep before, and yeah, the pump just couldn't keep up. If I can find the photos, I'll attach them just so you can see. Bottom of my computer desk was sort of here in the corner, and yeah, there was a substantial amount of water in here all pouring in. I do have cement behind the wall sheetings, about 2 inches high. I don't know if you can see them down there, to try and make a bit of a lip so the water can't get in. It's generally okay, but obviously doesn't always work. So where I'm planning on putting the shelves up against this wall here, I'm going to have to make sure that I've got at least about a 2-inch or 50 millimeter height off the ground, so these boxes would all get wet if it rained today, or a substantial amount of rain. Yeah, so anyway, keep tabs on how I'm going. I probably needed someone to keep reminding me to keep getting in here, because yeah, we all get busy. Yeah, ultimately this is the plan, is to solo mine as much as I can. I've still got a miner inside running script, which is mining Litecoin and merged with Doge. So, you know, I get a fairly decent payout every sort of week or 2 weeks, which I'll bring out here as well. I'll just quickly turn this around. This big mess of wires here, I've got fibre optics running from in the house to here, and then another fibre optic cable running to the sheds. So I'll probably end up leaving Starlink in here and then running the Ethernet cable, which would be that one I think, to the house, and then run it back through fibre. We'll work out a way of maybe chucking another fibre cable across to the house, or just put the router out here and just be done with it, which would probably be an easier option. So yeah, you can see my battery balances, which are obviously broken from the heat. Nothing in the shed. So it's unused, and then the 24 volt to 12 volt, again unused currently. But everything's run off 12 volt battery and up onto the inverter there off the roof, so I should be able to get it over 1,000 watts most of the day. So I might have to put some timers on some things and maybe shut down the mining at night time, but we'll wait and see. So yeah, got a bit of work to do.